how's everyone doing today? As promised, I have a special guest today. Welcome to Katie Beard from PMZ. Katie is a real estate agent, mostly in Escalon, which is where she lives, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've lived in Escalon since kindergarten and I love it there, so I like to focus my business in Escalon, but I reach all areas.
Clearly, yes. I've seen you working in Modesto and Turlock and of course here in Oakdale, but what's your favorite part of being a realtor?
I like to help all types of people making their dreams come true.
Perfect, I love it. Well, it is Monday morning, so give us a quick kind of market update. What did you see going on in real estate this weekend?
Well, in Escalon, it was pretty quiet. It was the high school graduation. You know, everybody graduated this weekend, so everyone had a lot of family things going on, I assume. But I showed a bunch of houses, just not a whole lot of new stuff on the market.
Okay, well that makes sense. Graduation is always a super busy time for people. Good luck with that. So in today's segment, we kind of discussed what we wanted to talk about, and there was a article, or rather a graph that came out from MoneyWise that caught our attention. That's quite shocking. Overall, 56% of Americans, they failed a home buying quiz. The home buying on terms quiz. So that's pretty significant. Over half of Americans don't understand basic common home buying terms. So we kind of thought that I should quiz Katie and see if she knows some of these terms, and if not, then we'll break them down a little bit for you. Just to kind of further go into this a little bit, it's broken down by generation. So baby boomers, you know, they kind of know their stuff. They're older, they've bought a couple homes. Only 33% of those failed. Gen X, which is me, 53% of my generation failed. And you're a millennial? Only 58% of your generation failed, and Gen Z, you know, 77% of their generation failed. Now, you know, Gen Z, they're young, you know, do we get first-time home buyers at that age? We do, but the majority, you know, they're still learning how to balance a checkbook, sorry. But we're here to help you. So let's kind of kick this off. The first one on our list is closing costs. What is the definition of closing costs?
So closing costs is a percentage, it's money that you have to bring to close, which is usually about 3% of the purchase price, Michelle?
It's not really based upon a percentage.
I know I'm entitled to figure that out.
Yes.
What the closing costs will be.
Yes. Sometimes we do, when people are talking about how much money do they need to save. So we talk about you save for your down payment and then you save for closing costs. Sometimes we'll throw out that 3% figure, but it depends upon the loan program and it depends upon where you go. You know, closing costs are everything from my company's processing and underwriting fee to the appraisal, title, escrow. You know, the county gets their money for recording the deed of trust. Taxes. Notary, taxes, you know, a lot of people are involved in a mortgage and it takes a lot of money and a lot of people get that money. So the closing costs are mostly third-party fees that go to somebody else to help you secure a mortgage.
3% is usually what I tell people to guesstimate.
And we'd rather tell you high than low. So that works, I like it. Okay, so here's a good one. What does APR stand for, and what does it mean?
APR is the annual percentage rate, right? So that's the amount of interest you will pay on your loan for the year.
That is correct. Ding, ding, ding. Because seriously, this is like one of the most misunderstood terminology in our industry. So we talk about your interest rate, which is the interest rate on the money that you're borrowing, and then the APR is that interest annualized over a year. It's normally a little bit higher. If it is way too high, then it means that you're paying a lot of junk fees in there that you don't necessarily need to be looking at. and you need to get another opinion, another loan estimate. This one should be easy. What's a mortgage?
A mortgage is what's the amount of, no, it's what you finance, how much money. I know it's what you pay every month to live in your house. It's how much money, it's the amount.
It's both. So you're kind of going back and forth, but it's both. It's the amount that you borrow.
The amount that you borrowed.
And it's what you pay every month.
Okay.
Right? When
yes,
we pay our bills at the beginning of the month, we say, to our significant other, hey, did you pay the mortgage?
Right.
And that's basically what it is it's the loan to get your home.
Yes.
Appreciation, this is a fun one.
Appreciation is the amount that your house is now worth over what you paid for it. So when the market goes up in value, your home appreciates.
Yes, and right now, appreciation has been super crazy over these last few years. Everybody is extremely house rich, which is wonderful, but the market never just goes like this, right? We always see a little bit of dips. A dip is probably coming up, a little bit of maybe a flat, maybe a little bit down. Nobody really knows, but the market needs to do something because the amount of appreciation that we have been seeing is too ridiculous. It's too crazy. So, but it has been nice if you owned a home yesterday.
Your house is now worth a lot more.
Yes, 100%. What's a down payment?
Down payment is what you bring to the table. Is that your 20% down?
Well, that would be your 20. It could be a 20% down. It could be whatever the down payment on the house is. So what you bring to the table totally includes your down payment plus closing costs. So we already talked about what closing costs are, but the down payment is going to be the amount that is required off of the sales price for the loan that you're getting. So we have some loan programs that require a 0 down payment. We have some that would go to 3, 3.5, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then some people choose, we have a client right now together that's putting down like 65%. She's selling another property and moving from out of state. She's got a huge chunk to put down. That's called your down payment. Closing cost, sales price, down payment equals your loan amount.
So it could be anything, right?
It could be anything, but depending upon the loan program, there's a minimum.
There is a minimum, but no maximum.
Correct. Though when we got to 90%, we might talk about you doing something a little bit different than a mortgage. All right, an offer. What's an offer?
An offer is a contract that we sign together and we write what we're willing to pay for the house. It's
and some other terms.
Correct.
The terms of the purchase.
Terms of the purchase, how long escrow you're gonna have, who pays what fees, all the details.
Stuff.
The meat and potatoes.
the important stuff. If you want the fridge, that goes in there,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
How long we have to close, how long we have for inspections,
correct.
Right?
Appraisal, and your loan.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, interest. What's an interest?
Interest is the amount of money that you pay for your loan.
We kind of already hit on that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the money that's going to the lender for what they get in order to lend you the money. Clearly.
It's the fee for using their money.
Perfectly said. I love that. That's perfect. And the mortgage rate. What's the mortgage rate? Mortgage interest rate. It just says mortgage rate, but really it's your interest rate. What's an interest rate? We talked about APR.
So that's the so the interest rate right now is in the 5s, correct?
Correct.
So that's the amount that you pay that you borrow your money for.
Correct. Yes, it's a little redundant, and
I feel like these are tricky.
Well, and when we've explained some of these other ones, we've hit on, what the difference is that they don't mean. So it's interesting that, in this graph that they broke it down like this, because some of these things go together a little bit more hand in hand than I would have thought. But it's definitely very interesting. Do you know what was number one on this chart for most misunderstood?
No.
Oh, wait, no, take that back. What is number one overall for all generations for most accurately defined?
No, what is it?
Closing costs.
Closing costs. So people know how much money they need to bring to the table.
Yep, so most people accurately defined closing costs, which kind of surprises me, actually, but it's in print, so it must be true. So if you have any questions, whether there's mortgage terminology, real estate terminology, we're here to help. We want to continue to educate you on the home buying process, whether you're buying a second home, a retirement home, a investment home, a move-up home, a move-down home, or of course your first home. We are here to help, and we would love the opportunity to do so. So give us a shout out. Anything you want to add?
No. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.